All right, and good evening, Northwest Arkansas, River Valley, Northeast Oklahoma, and Southwest Missouri. We're tracking a chance for some storms, and then we're also tracking warmer and humid weather. Just depends on the location. We got a full look at your future scan radar here coming up, as well as your forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, here's a look at tomorrow morning. So we're going to be starting off into the upper 60s, lower 70s, pretty much area-wide. A little bit cooler further to the north and to the south, as you can see in northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and into southwest Missouri. A little bit warmer by 1 or 2 degrees further to the west, Stillwater, Tulsa, and those locations further out to the west. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at tomorrow afternoon's forecast. And we're going to be starting to get back into those summer-like temperatures. If you thought today was warm, well, take a look at this. Some parts of our coverage area, especially further to the west, Stillwater, western Oklahoma, Tahlequah, Okmulgee, said that wrong, and Tulsa, into the lower 90s. Now, Tulsa may be 1 or 2 degree difference tomorrow, so we're talking upper 80s, lower 90s. And then the River Valley, Fort Smith, Poteau, Waldron, all around 90 tomorrow. Afternoon high, southwest Missouri. So if you're headed out to Waldron, if you're headed out to, or not Waldron, if you're headed out to Branson, if you're headed out to Joplin, any of those locations tomorrow, or you live in these areas, it's going to be warm regardless, but not as warm as it's going to be in the River Valley and parts of Oklahoma. Still, with the humidity, it's going to be a warm one. Now, the remainder of tonight into portions of tomorrow morning, there are going to be some showers and storms in parts of western coverage counties that we have, aka central and eastern Oklahoma. So if you're in Stillwater, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch until later this evening for parts of the area. It's not going to be an all-night thing. We're talking 9 or 10 o'clock before we start to see that watch go away. But you do see that there is a low to medium risk for strong to severe storms. Now, the tricky thing about this is, at least so far as of this update, storms have been to the west, and they're really not moving all that fast. Some of the fastest movements that I saw so far this afternoon was around 20 to 25 miles an hour. Now, it's a lot better than some of the stationary activity we've seen over the last several days, but these storms aren't moving super fast. Now, the primary risks today are going to be hail, maybe up to 2 inches in diameter. That's around hen egg sized. And then there could be some winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour. We've actually already seen storms into the categories with the large hail and the damaging winds up to those parameters out near Enid, unfortunately. And so we're going to be keeping an eye on that. So we got the stream up. It's going to have the radar all throughout the evening for all these coverage areas. So head on over to YouTube or weather225.com. You can find the live 24/7 live stream there. The other thing too, we have a new stream when we have active weather. It's for 24/7 live radar as well. So be sure to check that out, especially with active weather forecasted here. So the remainder of this evening, again, western portions of our coverage area, that's where we're expecting that. Now, further to the east, there could be some rain and thunderstorms as well. So that activity will eventually make its way further to the east and may clip parts of northwest Arkansas, River Valley, southwest Missouri, and our eastern Oklahoma counties, but it's not going to be severe. Could it be loud with some lightning? Sure. But we're not talking organized severe weather. In fact, as activity makes its way further to the east, it'll be on a weakening trend. Yeah, there could be some instances of maybe some gusty winds, but we're not talking organized severe weather. The better parameters are further to the west. That's why we had that outlook there. But you can see there still could be some showers and some thunderstorms. Now, as we make our way into the rain totals, there still could be some pockets, and we've already seen some rain further to the north and to the east and southwest Missouri, into the Boston Mountains, and then a little bit less in terms of those rain totals, parts of northwest Arkansas. In fact, most of northwest Arkansas today has actually been dry, parts of the River Valley as well. So no shocker that, less rain totals there. But further to the west, where slow moving showers and storms are going to be moving through, there could be some higher totals. That leads us to the morning fog outlook. Again, some parts of the Boston Mountains further into the River Valley, northwest Arkansas, even eastern Oklahoma. It's kind of hard to see. The models haven't been handling morning fog activity that well the last couple of weeks. When we have had it, it hasn't been every morning, but hasn't had a great handle on things. This is brought to you by Foghorns in Fayetteville. So we'll have another look at that as we head into tomorrow morning. Here's a look at what we got with Future Scan Radar. This is 1 in the morning, headed into 2, and you can see that activity pushes through the Tulsa area and makes its way into parts of northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, but it's not significant. In fact, as we head into the early morning to midday tomorrow, some scattered showers and thunderstorms look to be possible. Additional activity will start to arrive by the time we get to Sunday morning. This is around 4:11 in the morning, and then it fizzles out as it makes its way into northwest Arkansas. So the rain chances going forward, they're not all that high. We're talking, rain and thunderstorm chances for parts of Oklahoma the next couple of days. That's where the highest rain totals will be. But in terms of the rest of our coverage area, it doesn't look like we have that high of rain chances over the next couple of days. So Western Oklahoma, coverage counties of ours, not geographically Western Oklahoma. The Western county coverages in our Oklahoma County coverage area. There could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms over the next few days. Now, zooming into future scan radar here. Here's a look at 9 o'clock this evening. Scattered showers and thunderstorms move through, continues through at least midnight. And then eventually it makes its way into parts of southwest Missouri, parts of northwest Arkansas by the time we get to tomorrow morning. But remember, they're not going to be severe by the time that they make their way into our area. They're just going to be maybe occasionally loud with some lightning, heavy rainfall. Speaking of temperatures, because we were talking about it's going to be a lot warmer tomorrow for some locations compared to recently. Temperatures are starting to look a little bit warmer as we head into the first and even into the early portion of the second week of June. You can see some slightly above to even well above average temperatures in parts of the county coverage area. Now, the more above average temperatures into the darker orange is mostly going to be for parts of southwest Missouri. Otherwise, into the low to medium levels of above average temperatures. So, starting to look a little bit more like June as we're heading closer to June. Not at all out of the ordinary, but unfortunately, maybe some above average temperatures. Now, the interesting thing is we're also keeping precipitation chances on the way, which is a good thing because the latest drought monitors are showing that we're still into the near critical levels for some areas. So the good news is the eastern portions of our county coverage area in the Boston Mountains, where the drought is more extreme, they got a lot of rain the last couple of days, and that drought monitor update does not account for that. And, so we're going to have another update by the time we get to next Thursday. But there's also going to be some above average precipitation chances going forward that remain in the forecast. Here's a look at the next 7 days for northwest Arkansas. 30% chance for showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two tomorrow. That's mostly going to be in the morning through midday. And then otherwise, we're going to be mostly quiet tomorrow, and again on Sunday, even parts of Monday. A couple afternoon pop-ups I can't rule out. It's just one of those things where you got enough moisture, you got a little bit of instability, and a little bit of a triggering mechanism that maybe one or two pop-up thunderstorms develop. Nothing widespread. Rain chances return by Tuesday, but overall the pattern looks like it's starting to calm down. Same with the River Valley, a little bit lower rain chances too. This is why we say, have a little hiccup there. This is why we say check back every day, because notice the forecast has changed over the last couple of days a fair amount. Now, it hasn't been a significant change in the forecast. The trend over the last several days was showing rain chances earlier in the week, and as we got closer and closer to this portion of the week, rain chances were decreasing. And going forward, it looks to be a little bit more quiet. And don't forget, we mentioned earlier in the week that there was an omega block pattern that was going to be into the first week of June. And that blocking pattern means it's not a significant blocking pattern where there's going to be no rain chances. There may be a couple waves that move through. Thus, you're getting the rain chances potentially Thursday and Friday of next week in northeast Oklahoma. But it's enough of a blocking pattern where the pattern is not going to be every single day seeing some rain chances. The other thing, too, trending with the forecast, we're looking a little bit warmer with those temperatures over the next couple of days, all the way into early next week. And then there's going to be some days that it's going to be kind of a back and forth in terms of a little bit drop in those temperatures, but not by much. So we're going to have a couple systems that move through, a couple waves of energy. It's going to be a couple of rain chances as well. But going forward, we're not talking significant rainfall chances. This was your look at your evening forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you have a good one. One of the best things to do to support us: like, share, follow, and share us with your friends and family. We'll be tracking if there's any sort of significant severe weather or any severe weather in general in our coverage area. Of course, we will let you know. And like I said, our live 24/7 weather stream is up on YouTube. Go to weather225.com. You can find us there as well. We also have another stream. I'm actually going to add it to the website this evening as well. 24/7 live radar for parts of our Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri coverage areas as well. That's a look at your evening forecast. Have a good one. You can advertise with us this storm season and throughout the year. Contact us today for availability and pricing. Weather225 since 2015. If you like our media and forecast, be sure to support us today on Patreon.